Today we can be discussing Will Smith and his own family together with accusations of infidelity and criticism in their non-public lives. You may not accept as true with the scandalous accusations made by way of Steve Harvey, as we dive deep into the alleged secrets and scandals that have rocked the enjoyment world from home abuse to public scandals. This unique research will reveal the actual Will Smith and his journey through redemption. Get ready to be taken aback and scandalized by means of this distinctive divulge as we discover the reality in the back of the drama that has all and sundry talking high anybody. And welcome lower back to Movie Star Stay Channel today. We've a few juicy updates at the current scandal surrounding Steve Harvey, Will Smith, and Jada Pinkett Smith. It's been stated that Steve Harvey's assertion, criticizing Will Smith's circle of relatives, did now not take a seat nicely with Jada Pinkett Smith. In truth, Jada has been briefed to protect her own family against Steve's remarks, declaring that his comments were hurtful and disrespectful. As though that wasn't enough drama, Jada also accused Will of infidelity for the duration of their marriage, despite the fact that Will denied the allegations. This scandal has triggered quite a stir within the enjoyment enterprise fanatics. At the moment are wondering what's going to show up next, and whether Steve Harvey and the Smiths will reconcile their differences. Consistent with reports, Steve Harvey had a communique with Will Smith, approximately an Oscar incident, wherein Smith had slapped comedian Chris Rock. With a state of affairs now reputedly resolved, other celebrities have started sharing their evaluations on the matter, while a few have criticized Will Smith's behavior. It is crucial to understand that bodily violence is by no means the solution. Additionally, it's well worth noting that Smith's movements were possibly stimulated through a preference to guard his spouse. That's a commendable instinct in trendy world. But Jada Smith's position within the incident has been questioned by way of some, and there are simply valid reasons for that. As for Steve Harvey, it is clean how he perspectives the incident now. However, social media users had been vital of the reactions from a few celebrities, arguing that Smith's actions were now not as extreme as they've been made out to be. One person mentioned that "I'm sorry, but Will Smith failed to shoot, stab, or beat Chris Rock to a bloody pulp. He dished out one single rich by slap Amy Schumer and Wanda Sykes. Talking about being traumatized through it is just trivial." Will Smith's assault on Chris Rock at the Oscars over a comic story has been condemned by way of nearly every comic international. The general consensus is that it turned into an attack on unfastened speech and humor as an entire now, not just on Chris. Not an unmarried comic has come ahead in agreement with Smith's actions. The repercussions of his conduct are already being felt, with comedian Dave Chappelle additionally recently being attacked. These days being attacked on stage for his jokes. Steve Harvey, the famous stand-up comedian with decades of enjoy in coping with hecklers, changed into greatly surprised with the aid of Will Smith's impulsive conduct for the duration of a public look. Harvey mentioned Smith's actions and how he might have reacted to being slapped regardless of his Christian religion. Harvey is not one to show the other cheek. He stated, "It became a punk move. I'm a Christian, but I'm absolutely undeveloped. I do not have excessive stage Christianity on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm like a really is the level of Christianity. I can paintings on you slapped an afternoon to assist flip the opposite cheek. You slap me in case you sit again in your seat." Jada, Will's wife, would ought to circulate out of the manner. "It truly is the kind of Christian I lost a variety of recognize for Will after that. Social media users were very vocal. Approximately the scenario, with one person defending Harvey's movements and criticizing Smith. It is key for Steve Harvey to protect his circle of relatives and call Will Smith a punk when he does the equal factor to protect his own family. Steve, you owe Will an apology. You would have slapped Chris if he becomes speak me about your spouse." In a latest interview with a famous Communicate show host, Steve Harvey delved deeper into his thoughts on Will Smith's behavior. "I assume it is a shame when humans within the public eye can't manage their feelings. and react all of a sudden, Harvey stated. He brought us someone who has been inside the public eye for see you later. I apprehend the pressure that includes it, but that does not excuse horrific conduct properly have to it treated the scenario. In another way during this interview, Steve Harvey shared his thoughts at the importance of loyalty and trust. In a courting, he emphasized the want for couples to be sincere with each other and to paintings via their issues. Collectively, in keeping with Harvey infidelity, is a breach of accept as true with that can be extraordinarily difficult to repair. He acknowledged that no person is perfect, but harassed the significance of proudly owning up to at least one's errors and creating a true attempt to make amends. But in step with undisclosed assets, Steve Harvey can also have expressed stronger poor sentiments toward Will Smith's moves in private conversations. Those sources endorse that Harvey who's recognized for his own family values may additionally have been specifically dissatisfied by using the scandalous rumors surrounding Smith's private existence. We are speaking about the accusations of Will Smith of dishonest on his spouse with different men. Steve Harvey's reaction to the rumors about Will Smith's alleged infidelity suggests that even celebrities with a history of questionable behavior can still preserve sturdy moral values. Harvey himself has faced criticism within the past for his controversial jokes and feedback approximately girls, yet he is appalled at the notion of Smith cheating on his spouse. His response to Will Smith's behavior has been met with each assist and criticism from lovers and fellow comedians alike. Some have praised Harvey for his willingness to talk out in opposition to what he noticed as a punk circulate, while others have criticized him for promoting a way of life of violence and aggression. No matter the blended reactions, Harvey has remained unapologetic, approximately his stance, and has endured to shield his moves in interviews and on social media. The fallout from Smith's movements has been huge, with many calling for him to express regret and atone for his behavior. A few have argued that Smith's fame as a superstar has shielded him from the entire effects of his movements, and that if an everyday man or woman had behaved within the equal manner, they might have faced extreme felony repercussions. The talk over the limits of unfastened speech and the function of comedy in society is in all likelihood to preserve in the coming weeks and months, because the fallout from Smith's movements continues to reverberate via the amusement enterprise. And beyond, Joseph Patel, a manufacturer of the Oscar-triumphing documentary Summertime of Soul, accused Will Smith of being selfish and robbing him and his crew in their second of Triumph. Pedro Almodovar, who became sitting near the level, said that the incident created a sense of absolute rejection in him. Two of the three hosts for the evening, Amy Schumer and Wanda Sykes, described themselves as traumatized via the incident. Schumer stated that she turned into still brought about at the same time as Sykes called the scene certainly sickening, and said that she felt bodily sick. Will Packer, the Oscars show manufacturer, tried to shift some of the blame on Friday, claiming that Los Angeles police had straightaway categorized the incident as battery and provided to rate Smith, but Packer said that it changed into Chris Rock's decision now not to press charges, which stored Smith from being expelled from the auditorium. Through the Academy's leadership, some members of the target market have been dissatisfied with Chris Rock's silence on the problem for the duration of the display. According to some reviews, Packer did not ask Rock for his mind on Smith being evicted from the theater, but alternatively, at the opportunity of Smith being detained by way of the police, Packer attributed Rock's conciliatory demeanor with maintaining Smith from being expelled from the auditorium. Via the Academy's leadership, he added, Rock has made it clear that he does not need to make an awful situation worse. Enthusiasts of Chris Rock have expressed unhappiness that the comic has not addressed the slap incident throughout his modern-day comedy tour. Regardless of price tag prices for his shows, Rising Smith has no longer made any further comments at the incident, but his group is reportedly reassessing the reaction to the state of affairs. One feasible choice for Smiths like Sykes and Packer is to appear on a speak show to deal with the problem. However, this technique may not be the great way to cope with the gravity of the state of affairs the Smith-owned family isn't any stranger to confessional broadcasting, with Pinkett Smith's popular Facebook show Pink Table communicate regularly discussing intimate and personal topics. Will Smith also made an appearance on the show in 2020 to address rumors of infidelity in his marriage, regardless of the talk. Smith's recognition remains strong, with many still displaying guide for him. In a latest yoga survey of 1319 respondents, most effective and narrow majority believed that Smith become incorrect to slap rock. It is also in Hollywood's nice interests for Smith to preserve his popularity as a main guy, given his spectacular tune record on the field office. His films have grossed over 6 greenbacks, 5 cents billion globally, and he has an extensive and numerous fan base.